Mine must mirror, I know, because you're attracted to me.
As a kid. No, I mean when I was a kid, okay?
I think the stressful part is when the husband doesn't help out. Welcome to the first episode of this series where we give our opinions on current issues and ask questions that many people are too pricey to ask. This is a new venture for us, but we hope it will be an exciting journey together.
And since Chinese New Year is just around the corner, we'll be discussing some questions regarding this auspicious season. I'm Dovinson, and together with me today I have Yvonne, Glenn and Charmaine.
And let's get started.
First question. Do you think that you celebrate Chinese New Year very traditionally? And if you do you think that it is common for young Singaporeans to prioritize other commitments such as work over Chinese New Year in this day and age?
Well, I don't think I'm very traditional, but I definitely enjoy Chinese New Year.
I don't have a comparison to really compare with, but now I'm married, so I realized that beside the 团圆饭, which is a reunion dinner, okay, we don't really do things very traditionally.
If we consider out of the entire year, 365 days, I think I so almost every day, right? So I guarantee they will have a very long life. I think other traditions that in Chinese New Year that I do observe that I really like is like Lao Yu Sheng and
Oh, yes.
of course collecting ang paos. I think that's a super important part of Chinese New Year tradition.
You collect
right?
ang paos still?
I used to collect ang pao, so it used to be more enjoyable. But right now, I'm the one giving them, so it's still a happy occasion, right? And a tradition to observe.
I guess the only culture that we have is the first day of Chinese New Year, we eat the red glutinous rice wine. Yeah, so like the red color soup.
That's pretty traditional already. I don't even do that.
So that is the only tradition that we are going on lah.
Alright.
Other than that, it's just normal law.
In terms of prioritizing work over celebrating Chinese New Year, definitely no for me. I mean, now that I have my own family, I would love to give them the same experience that my parents have given to me before, which is, even if just doing spring cleaning together, enjoying steamboat together, and just the next day being really very tired and just know at home together. I think that was a memorable time for me. So I would definitely try to prioritize work, Chinese New Year over work.
Yeah, so really just put work aside unless really, I mean, in our line of work, if client call you for emergency purposes, then really no choice, right? Yeah, but I will still prioritize Chinese New Year because it's a once a year thing.
Alright, let's head to the second question
Yeah,
then.
sure, go ahead.
Okay, just kidding. Okay, so the question is Chinese New Year an expensive celebration?
And which parts do you think are the most stress-inducing and tiring?
I think the stressful part is when the husband doesn't help out.
Take note, okay?
Okay, but in all seriousness, expensive celebration definitely, because I think it's really the start of the year, and somehow, I don't know why, but
There's
we
a lot of
always
things
buy.
to pay.
No, not a lot of things to pay, but a lot of things to buy, like
there's a
new
lot of things to buy.
bedsheet.
I think for me at this point in time, since I'm single, not married, not so much of a stress for me because firstly, I don't have to give out ang pao,
For our bedsheet, for the kids' bedsheet, for the helpers' bedsheet.
Yeah, then secondly, I'm still getting ang pao, so yeah. So lastly, I guess the only thing it's probably having to camp on like blog shops to make sure that I get the clothes that I want. That's probably the most stressful part.
You think your beef, your pork is cheap, but somehow during Chinese New Year, everything hike up. Even vegetables used to be like $10 can now be $20.
Okay, from a mere point of view, I just got married by the way. So it used to be a very happy occasion that I 恭喜发财红包拿来 okay, I mean, but now I just get married, so there's 红包 giving out, how much.
Thanks, I'll be waiting for that.
So we go, we even go website to go and look for what is the market rate, just to have a gauge how much do we really have to give our colleagues, okay, and our cousins and whatnot.
Yeah.
So Other than that, I don't think it's very stress-inducing. I think it's more towards like a culture of giving.
New nails, new lashes. Everything is new. And then even buying kids' clothing, they are just as expensive as adults. So 1 kid, and then 2 kids, 3 kids. So that kind of adds up.
Not to forget preparing yusen.
Oh yes.
And in Chinese New Year, definitely don't lao one time. So almost like 14 days, maybe you lao 14 times with different groups of people, or even with the same group of people just to huat again,
Huats.
right? So yusheng is definitely not cheap,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
that's something for consideration. And I think you forgot to mention clothes, Chinese New Year
yes.
clothes. Yeah, so that one is also a huge bulk of purchase.
It's like Christmas, you like to share with people. This is a very Chinese way of sharing with our family members and friends that we really care about them, and we give them hongbao lah.
Alright, let's go with the last question.
Are there any ways to spend money more sustainably without compromising on Chinese New Year customs and traditions? What do you think?
I think. Why don't you go first?
For me, I think buying of decors every year, you use once, then you probably won't use the next year. Yeah, especially like
Quite wasteful lah.
yeah, it's quite wasteful. So I don't know about you. My parents do find our siblings over to do like some form of DIY. Like for example, you cut the hongbao,
Yeah.
like you become a fish, or you decor the wall using your own creativity.
Right.
Yeah. Do you do something like that? Is this a culture or something like that?
I don't really do it personally, but my parents actually do it, especially for my mom. I mean, she will take red packets as well to do up like a ball, lantern kind of thing.
I remember there was a year where we baked pineapple tarts together.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so even I think at that time I didn't think of it as sustainable. It was more like an event, an activity for the kid, and something that they can enjoy hands-on, all that stuff. So, but on hindsight, I think it saved a lot of money doing that because we end up not buying pineapple tarts because we had like 10, 20 boxes of pineapple tarts.
Yeah, but don't forget we had to make almost 4 to 5 batches before we get it right. So at the end of the day, maybe the cost, we didn't really save that much, but we definitely have a lot of fun.
Especially now having COVID, we only are limited to like last year 8 packs, this year only 5. So we
yeah.
get lesser chance, but at the same time, I think we get to do hongbao together via online source as well.
Something I haven't tried, but I realized because the kids always come back home with art and crafts that's relevant to like the festive season. So instead of maybe buying decorations for the house that you paste on the wall and all that, you could use their
We get them
artwork.
to do it.
Oh, you could use the artwork that they did in school
Yep.
as decorations, and then it can be a good conversation starter topic, right, for people who come to our house.
I like that idea. So free labor is definitely sustainable,
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
right? So for parents, if you all have kids, if you guys have any ideas on how to do it sustainably, just leave it in the comments below.
Yeah.
Well, that's all folks. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe to our channel.
Yep, and it goes a long way in helping us to make more videos like this as what we have planned. I'm sure you guys won't regret.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. 新年快乐！
新年快乐！
恭喜发财！